Yo, everybody. Welcome back to Milk Lovers Anonymous. I am your host, Jonas Goldberg.
Hey, what's happening? My gang, my crew. It's your co-host Akiva.
Woo!
We're here and we're recording a podcast right now, actually, as we speak.
Really?
Because that's what's happening.
Wow, I couldn't tell. Uh,
But before we get into the nitty gritty, as the kids say,
the meat and the potato.
the meat and the potatoes.
Yeah.
All that and a bag of chips.
Mm-hmm.
Jonas, how are you?
I am tired. I had to go work out today because I have a personal trainer. He's a great guy. I love him. But my parents weren't home, so I had to walk. I'm not feeling that's like a huge a strenuous thing. I know how to walk, but it's easier to get driven.
Can you teach me how to walk?
I can try. So
that's all we're ever doing.
So I walked there, did my workout, came out, and then I got some food at Panda because Panda's awesome, and then I came back home. So I'm just a little bit tired, but it'd be like that sometimes, though.
You went to Panda Express, huh?
Panda Express.
My insides scream for Panda Express.
Bro.
I wish to come in contact with Panda Express.
Bro, fucking...
I want to feel the panda.
Look, Doc, all you need, right?
Inside me.
All you need is you need that bottom layer of white rice and the top layer of orange chicken. That's all you need.
Yeah, you know what? That's exactly what I get.
Yeah, it's all you...
So good. Their stuff is good. I've never had an issue at Panda Express.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bust a fat fucking nut, man. Like, I just love Panda Express. They're just so good. There's one near me, and I really want to go there right now. But you know why I can't go there, Jonas? You know fucking why?
Why?
Because I lost my fucking debit card.
I forgot about that. Yes, you did. Well,
so I have to wait for my bank out of Illinois to mail me my check. My check, my card. Fuck.
That's God. Right, guys. Akiva's paid by the bank because they're Jewish.
So that leads us into today's topic.
Wait, how are you, Akiva, my friend?
Oh, I've been asked how I am.
Yes, you have.
I'm all right.
That's good.
I'm tired. I have a monster energy to my right, and I am chugging that to keep myself awake. Don't know why. I got 8 hours. I slept from like midnight to like 11:30. So I got like a good amount of sleep.
So here's the thing though, right? There's like a health. So sleeping is like a balance, right? So doctors recommend 8 to 10 hours. That's what the recommendation is. Anywhere past that can actually, anything under or past that can actually be harmful. So if you sleep for like 13 hours, that's actually not like a great thing to do.
I know. Sometimes I wish I could just I probably could. I could probably just set myself up to like sleep like 8 hours. Here's the thing though. Sometimes I function off of like 5 hours of sleep. Like I used to sleep like 5 hours a night. Seriously. It worked.
I'm not arguing that you can't function, but
yeah,
you can, but it is likely better to get 8 to 10 hours.
Oh, totally. I'm sure.
But you want to know something about the 8 to 10 hours of sleep? You want to know where we never got that? High school.
In the wild. Nope, in the high school.
Yep, in high school. We never got... Yeah, 8 to 10 hours in high school. Uh, some crazy stuff went down in high school. We had some real
Yeah.
crazy stuff happen. Or
Oh
at least
yeah.
I did, unless Akiva's lying to me and they didn't. Uh,
No, I totally did have plenty of
so
plenty
for
of issues.
so for context, this isn't stuff that particularly happened to us. I mean, it can be, but it doesn't have to be. It's just crazy things that happened in our high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So I mean, can I kick it off the bat? Can I just right off the bat? Can I give you one?
No, fuck you. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
No, fuck you. This is my podcast.
I'll
Just
do it. I'll do whatever the hell I fucking want. Fuck you.
So this is like a 2 sentence story. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, one. My freshman year, the first day, a fellow freshman went into labor.
Whoa.
Yep. Started giving birth. Her water broke as we entered the door.
I forgot that like 14-year-olds fuck now. I forgot about that.
Yeah, hopefully within their age group. But
Well, yes. Well, yes,
yeah,
obviously. I was not implying that they should be.
she was how do I put this? She was well known around my school before. Like she was well known around my middle school.
Translation, she was a whore.
Well, yeah, but I mean, so was I.
No, you were a man whore. There's a difference.
You're right. It has the word man in front of it.
Exactly. There you go.
One is more accepted and less sexist considered by men. Considered less sexist by men. Anyway. So yeah, someone went into labor. And then the very next day, 2 freshmen were caught smoking crack in the bathroom.
Whoa.
One of those freshmen was the guy that knocked up that girl.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Shit, just smoking crack? Like, goddamn.
Yep. Straight up smoking crack.
Oh my god, like, Jesus Christ, man. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, man, you do you, but, like, shit.
I know, like, what? So yeah, that's just 2 short stories to start off the bat. What crazy stuff happened in your high school, Jonas?
I don't think I can top that, but basically, there was a situation at me,
Escuela.
I know it's Escuela. I'm trying to think how you say high school, but I'll just say Escuela. Fuck it.
I mean, you could just wait. Is Escuela actually the word? I just made that up.
Escuela is the word for school in Spanish. Escuela.
Ah,
yeah.
Cool. I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah. But one day,
Monster energy.
So keep in mind, I was not popular at my school, which meant that essentially I got sloppy seconds. Yeah, I know, crazy, right?
Weird. I was not either. So,
which basically meant that whenever drama came around, I got sloppy seconds, which I was fine with because I did not want to get involved with any of that shit. I mean, part of me like enjoyed listening to it because like I hated everyone in my high school, so it was kind of like, haha, fuck you, But like also like I didn't want to be like involved in that shit. But fucking. So one day I hear this rumor, right? That there was that basically 2 of the students had gone into one of the restrooms and had banged, which, I understand that's like not like a super like uncommon thing at most high schools. You gotta keep in mind I went to a private school, a Christian private school, mind you. So it was like
really funny.
So it's like
that's even more scandalous.
Yeah, it's like whoa, what? And
sex before marriage? No way.
Yeah, but the outcome of it was actually super fucked up. The kid who was on the football team got suspended, and the girl who wasn't playing sports got expelled.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, sports aside, I think that's also just
Look,
sexism.
well, yes, of course. Well, I don't know. And look, I'll explain to you why. Okay, because like the male who did it was, I don't know why I said male. I could have just said guy, but the guy who did it was black, and so it's kind of like I don't when they
There
hate.
can still, I mean, there can still be sexism.
I agree.
They
I
probably also didn't want to like expel the black kid because they didn't want to potentially look problematic because
you
that
know
was
what
probably like
that
one of their few
that's
token black
actually
people there.
it's actually true. I think that was like the one of two black students that went to that school. Uh,
Exactly. So it was
yeah.
probably he was probably their like token black kid other than the
Also,
other one, and they were like, "Nah, it's suspended. Don't do it again." But the girl, they were like, "Whore, you charlatan! Damn you before the Lord! Get out!" Like, you know.
yeah, and like also plus I think that like in situations like that I think that racism is less accepted than sexism, but that's a conversation for a different day.
Hey,
um
you know, yeah.
but but here's the even more
Weird how a system built by white straight men is a system that might be problematic 300 years later.
whoa crazy, right?
Weird.
uh but so I was talking to
Excuse me.
someone who was I don't know if I would say friends but acquaintances with that girl, and apparently the situation is even more fucked up than I thought.
Mm.
Apparently the two students didn't even bang. They kind of just made out, but the guy
Oh,
wanted to bang and she didn't. So we started spreading around the school that they banged, and so that's kind of
ew.
how. Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah,
That's kind of shitty.
yeah. No, no, it is really shitty. You are indeed correct. It was very shitty. Um, like I know that, like, and it's so weird to me because it's like I understand the like and like guys who are that age are like, oh man, I had sex and the coolest guy in the whole world. I gotta tell everybody, but like,
Yeah,
dog,
well, that's like the thing from like middle school through high school is just like my pee is acceptable. I put it in a girl. Like, you know, I don't know. That's like the victorious thing
that's what
amongst like men. Like that's the big thing.
that's what Gus Fring would call his penis. He'd call his penis acceptable. My penis is very acceptable.
Just is this acceptable with you? Like, dude. Also, just Giancarlo Esposito, amazing actor.
Walter goes in to fucking talk with fucking Gus about a new deal. Fucking Gus just gets up and he pulls out his pants. Is this acceptable?
Jesse's like, "Yo, bitch, is this acceptable or whatever?" And just pulls his pants down. And Gus is like, "That is more than acceptable."
Jesse.
Walt, I think we need to. I think Walt, I think we need to speak business about the diameter and width of your penis.
Jesse.
Like, just
Jesse, we need to fuck.
yo, I'm already hard, bitch. Oh, all right.
Breaking Bad, but gay.
Breaking Bad, but gay and hot.
Instead of the conflict coming from the fact that Walt is a meth dealer, the conflict comes from the fact that he's fucking all of his coworkers.
No. He's not a dealer. He's a manufacturer.
Oh, that's right. He manufactures it. You are indeed correct. He makes that very clear.
Yes. He is the one who knocks.
He is the one who knocks. I'm the one who
I love
sucks
Bryan
cocks.
Cranston. I love Bryan Cranston, but you probably haven't ever watched Malcolm in the Middle.
I have not.
But that was Bryan Cranston's big thing before Breaking Bad. That was his like thing that essentially made him famous. At least in my eyes. Malcolm, he played the dad of like the kids and stuff.
Yeah, I know
so
that.
Every time I see like
The dad.
Bryan Cranston, I'm just like, how? You should watch. It's on Hulu.
Okay, I know I have that.
You should watch at least a couple episodes, and then you'll get what I mean about like the mannerisms. He carries a lot of his mannerisms over to Breaking Bad, and it's so fucking funny. because he just goes like, there's this thing he does where he's like, and he
Oh,
did that.
yeah, he does
You know
that.
what I'm talking about?
He
The
does
head
that.
shake. He does that
Yes.
in Malcolm in the Middle all the time, and it's so funny. Where he's like, like it's the funniest fucking thing. But it's also funny as fuck seeing him go from this like massive simp for his wife and like dad who's like a dope that's really fucking funny over to this like hardcore fucking meth dealer that fucking has this huge drug ring in the Southwest. That's so fucking funny.
Maybe
I don't
Malcolm in
know.
the Middle is a prequel.
I wish, but no. No, it's confirmed not to be.
No.
Trust me, it would be really funny if it was, but it's not.
Damn it. We gotta sue the creators. We gotta make it a prequel, whatever word that we need to use to make it happen.
So Malcolm in the I will warn you, Malcolm in the Middle is very like early 2000s. Like it's definitely it's 2000s.
It's of the time.
It's of the time. There's not like there's I don't think there's really any jokes or anything that are dated. Which makes it like kind of even better than some of the other early 2000s things.
It's just that the editing's very 2000s.
It's the editing, you look at like the film, you look at like the theme song of the show, and you're like, yeah. Oh, anyway, we are doing a podcast.
Yes, we are. That's you know what? That's what we should call our podcast. Sidetracked.
Yeah, we'll change it for a third time. Change the name a third time. Let's really show them how inconsistent we can be.
Exactly.
Inconsistent. That's our next name.
Yeah. After it is Sidetracked, we'll keep that for 3 more episodes, and then we'll change it to Inconsistent.
Yeah, and then back to MILF Lovers Anonymous.
Yeah, it'll be...
And then we'll change it to Milk Lovers Anonymous.
And then it'll be a cycle.
No, we'll call it Mill Lovers Anonymous, and then we'll like go to Mills.
Oh, there you go. We're going a different path.
I don't know if it's like the thing over where you're at, but over in New England, it's like every town has like old abandoned mills from like back when they, had a lot of mills and like paper mills, stuff like that. Like Nashua, one of the towns I was in, was it was a big paper and textile city, and they had a mill at the end of a river that like pushed a lot of their dyes into the river. And like it got so polluted that birds could stand on it.
Whoa.
Yeah, like birds could stand on the water. It was bad. I'll show you like pictures. It was terrible.
God damn.
It still smells. It still fucking reeks, but it's not as bad.
God damn.
Cleveland River, I'm looking at you. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Was that the end of your story?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so here's actually a similar story. 2 students fucked in the bathroom.
Right.
But this time they actually fucked. It was thankfully it was consensual.
Yeah.
But what happened afterwards? So the security officer that caught them, and I heard him from down the hall, "Whoa, hey, what the fuck?" And then he went, "We gonna spit roast or like are we done?" And I was like, "Oh God." And then apparently he slid in the DMs of the girl, of the 2 that they caught fucking in the bathroom. He slid in her DMs after she turned 18.
Oh, okay. That's still fucked up, but like...
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. So, first time, I heard of it, like, I was like, oh, okay, like, ugh, it's really fucking creepy, but I guess at least she was 18, but that still doesn't make it okay.
Right, it's kind of like he was waiting.
It was, and that's, fucking grooming. But here's the fucked up thing. That wasn't the first time he'd ever done that.
God damn it. Fuck.
He had been doing that ever since. So he would watch like girls that would go from their freshman year all the way up to their senior year, graduate, and then he'd message them. God. Like straight up.
That's
straight up.
That's so fucking gross.
Terrible. fucking terrible. And the person I asked about this was his brother. So I like, and his brother confirmed it.
So gross.
Like, I was like, that is fucking nasty. That's some crazy shit that happened. Um, there's also my school had to get shut down for a whole day because 3 girls locked themselves in an art classroom and tried huffing the powder for from the kiln. They were like huffing the powder from the kiln. 2 of them had to be wheeled off to the hospital for internal damage, like lung damage and shit. And one of them just like got suspended, and she tried suing the school
I should
for
be.
suspend.
I should be allowed to get high whenever I want.
But like, what? She also got internal damage. She got damaged in her lungs too. Like, what the fuck? Like, she like got like I don't remember what exactly she got, but like it was some serious lung damage that required like years of recovery and treatment.
God damn.
Like they said she's lucky she didn't lose like part of her thing, her
Right.
respiratory system. Like, fuck. And then she sues the school like, I shouldn't have been suspended for this. Like, you're right. And then the school went, you're right. You should be expelled. And they expelled her.
Oh.
And then then she left and became a stripper.
Hell yeah. Well, you know what?
You know what? But here's the thing. It continues. After that, she tried to become a porn star. Didn't work out. So, as far as I know, she is just wandering around jobless, and it's kind of like, damn, dude. Like, I would never wish anything negative on someone, but goddamn, that sucks.
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny, but like also like, goddamn, like that sucks. I mean, I'm sure she's fine.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. She is likely fine. But
so, yeah, that's one of my stories. Let's see. Well, that's more than one. That's like quite a few of my stories. It's another thing. I mean, my school had to get shut down because like for a day, like no one was able to go to school for a day because somebody threatened to go in and do like he wanted to line up all the Jews and kill them. Like, said he had a gun, blah blah blah. He wanted to do a death march, all that. There were like 5 Jews at my school, not a lot, including myself, who I didn't even know I was Jewish at that point.
Right.
So like, pretty great. Let's see.
I like the idea that not only he wanted to line up the Jews, but he also believed that the school would be like, yeah, sure, knock yourself out, man.
Yeah,
like,
by all means, yeah. Like yeah, for sure. Like, let's do that. That's cute. Like, you gonna wear an armband? Oh, don't worry, we have our own. Like, no, like, and the fact that he called ahead of time to like warn.
Oh, hey guys. So I'm looking in your schedule, and I see that Wednesday is free. Could I come then and line up all your Jewish students and gun them down? Yeah, sure. 2:30 is fine for me. All right, cool. Thank you. You've been so sweet. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much. Like,
okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for working around. I know you're busy. Like, thank you for making time. Like, what the fuck, man? What an absolute idiot. Needless to say, he was arrested and like he had no guns.
So he was just trying to stir shit.
He was just trying to stir shit and get us out of a day of school. Which, by the way, I don't know if they did this with your shit, but the more school days you miss, the more time you have to go to school going into the summer. Like, the school days just get added on to the end of the school year.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what happened during COVID. We had to make up the week that we missed because we were only out for like a week.
So I graduated in 2018. I I felt so sad for the people who still continue to have to go to high school during COVID because like I couldn't imagine. I don't think I'd be able to like cope with that. That's fucking. I'm so fortunate that I did not have to go through that. I'm lucky. But what's another one? What's another one? There was like, so this is kind of dumb, but also like she was fucking crazy. This girl had a death note, like a death note notebook.
You mean like?
Oh yeah,
Oh, you
pulling
mean
some
like?
pants.
You mean like from like the show?
Yeah,
Okay.
and she had a bunch of students' names in it, and she wrote their names down, and she wrote down how they would die too, and I was like, dude, if that's how you cope, fine, sure, I guess, but don't have that at school.
Was your name in it?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, sorry for the pause. I was choking on air, like I was
No,
choking on my
no,
own
you're
spit and
good.
stuff. No, I was not. Fortunately enough. But I had a few friends who were, and they were like, I never had any. They were like, I never had any interaction except like one shitty interaction with her. Like what? She was a little cray cray.
Did she also turn into a stripper?
No, actually no. No. Let's see. Oh, the girl that this girl came into my high school with a fucking sheep's head in a bag.
What?
Like, still bleeding, fresh sheep's head.
Why?
And like at first I thought it was like a prop because it was near Halloween.
Right.
Like a couple weeks from Halloween or something. No, like she opened the bag and I smelled the fresh blood.
Oh my god.
Straight up a sheep's head. She didn't get in any trouble.
Why? Did she just go to the fucking office and then just go like, oh yeah? It's go, oh, yeah,
No, she didn't even go to the office. Some people stopped her and were like, is that real? And she went, yeah. And they were like, keep that in that bag. That's your only concern? Like, oh, keep it in the bag. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Yep, still bleeding, fresh sheep's head. Eyes were still in it. Like, yeah, she legit brought a fucking sheep's head.
I'm gonna do that in college now. I'm just gonna bring.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
I don't think it's a good idea, Jonas.
I'm gonna bring a severed. You know what? No, I'm gonna do something more effective. I'm gonna bring like a severed rhino's head, like one of like the super endangered.
That would be
ones.
heavy.
One of the
That'd be heavy as fuck.
One of the super endangered ones, and I'd bring them. I'd bring a head of one of those to school.
Nah, man. No.
By the way,
so do you have any other crazy shit that happened at your high school?
Well,
anything to the have you had anything to the level of girl brings sheep's head into school?
No, I don't think that's generally the bar that people set. But
so my high school was just fucking weird.
I guess apparently, fuck.
God.
Okay. So there was a student in my class.
Oh god.
Who I didn't even say anything yet, and you just went, "Oh god."
I just, in a class with you, that's already a problem.
Oh shit! All right, fuck. Okay.
I'm sorry.
And she had a very, let's call it, unique way of flicking the bean. All right.
How do you know this?
Through the grapevine. Yeah.
Yeah, rumors in high school just spread like wildfire.
Yeah,
I forgot about it.
Yeah, but the thing was that this was kind of spread by like wasn't so much spread as much as like somebody heard it from like her best friend, and I think it was like confirmed true. So it was but her way of doing it was with a vibrating toothbrush. Now, already weird, you know, but
I mean,
it was also her father's toothbrush.
that's where my support just dropped. I was like, you know what? Doesn't hurt anybody, not too weird. It's unique, but it's not too weird. That that crossed the line. That was that for me.
That's as much as I really have about that, but it was just kind of funny because like she did some weird stuff. Like keep in mind we were freshmen in high school, and she didn't know that Santa wasn't real. So
wait, Santa's not real?
Oh well, sorry to burst the bubble for you, Akiva.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Santa's not real.
Ah, fuck!
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That was it.
Yeah,
that was my freak out.
He died in 2006, so yeah, it's not real anymore.
Specifically 2006.
Yeah, specifically 2006.
Who was president in 2006? Oh, Bush.
George Bush.
Right. Fuck. God.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, think about it. He was giving people free fucking presents. Do you really think a fucking capitalist president would be fucking okay with that? Hell no.
Yeah. Right. And this was when Obama was a senator, so Obama was sitting there with a rocket launcher, like trying to protect Santa, but
yeah,
Bush got to him first.
Yeah, fucking yeah. I mean, you know what? You know what George Bush used? Ricin.
A bush. Right, ricin.
Yeah.
I was just like, a bush, and then you were just like, ricin.
Yeah, it was actually really odd because like after Christmas passed, he was just like, "Hey man, sorry, like I'm gonna be out of commission for a little bit because I think I have the flu," and people were like, "Man, like that's that sucks." But then he died a few days later.
Yep. You're right.
Real unfortunate, but
speaking of ricin.
Speaking of ricin,
how are you, Jonas?
How am I?
Yeah.
This is random. Fine.
Great. Are you enjoying our podcast?
Sure. I don't know where this is all coming from.
Only sure?
I don't know. You're asking me this randomly. I don't know how to respond. I don't like this. This does not spark joy.
This does not spark joy. You know what doesn't spark joy, Jonas? The fact that through the grapevine, I heard about my friend getting caught burping the worm in a high school bathroom. Burping the worm.
It's not even like a weird
choking the chicken.
Okay, no, that one makes more sense.
Jerking off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I got it. Someone literally ran up the stairs and like stopped me, and they're like, "Hey, we just caught Splomples jacking in the bathroom." I was like, "What?" And then like a security officer, I saw a security officer like escorting my friend out of the school.
What the fuck? Okay, look, listen.
It was like 2:00. It was right near the end of the day. 2:30 was when the day ended.
So they could have just waited until I got home.
Yeah, that's what I had. I never jacked it at school and got caught. I never jacked it at school. I never actually jacked it at school.
Well,
Jonas.
It was
Jonas.
Okay, even then, it was okay. Look, I never jacked it at school except for very few occasions where it's like I gotta get one out. Like sometimes it
Yeah,
happens. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you're like you gotta get one out, and it happens. You know, but
I have done that,
yes,
but
sometimes it does indeed happen. But like number one, like he shouldn't. Number one, he could have waited like just 30 minutes and then gone and then gone home. But I guess that was too easy.
and then like math homework out, hand on the desk, one hand on your dick, just beep 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 beep.
Well, how do you even? Well, how
You
do you
know,
even? Are you implying that you should come on your math homework?
I mean, it could be your English homework.
I don't think it makes it any better.
No, but I mean, I'm saying busting a nut on your homework is like emotionally satisfying.
I wouldn't say that. I think it'd be distressing. I think I'd go like, oh my god, like, how the fuck am I gonna fix this? My fucking homework is covered in cum
Just
now.
spray it with some Febreze and let it dry.
Okay.
Air dry
Okay.
it.
Okay. Moving on from the
Hang
topic.
hang it up in your kitchen. Hang it up in
Okay.
your kitchen for
Moving
all
on
to
from
see.
the. Okay. Moving on from the topic of coming on your homework. Uh, I will talk about how my uh school handled COVID.
Oh
Because
God,
they handled it super well, super duper well.
is that sarcasm I smell?
No, I would never. Not in a billion years would I ever be sarcastic. Who the fuck just drive past my house? Fuck you. Anyways,
That was my car.
oh, was?
Yeah, I wanted to see if you would hear it.
Oh,
You did.
I did.
Congrats, you get the gold sticker.
Anyways, I fucking. So, at first, if I'm being honest, my school handled COVID pretty well. Like, most schools were, like, out for, like, a long ass time. My school was not. They were out for, like, a week, maybe. And
And
then
then
we
they figured
just.
something out.
What?
And then they figured something out, like after being out for a week, or
Yeah, then we went online, like, straight after. And, which,
yeah.
and like, most schools didn't do that, but they did. And I was like, wow, that was pretty good. You know, that was a pretty good move. Where it's then the first like iffy thing that they ever did was they did a fucking so we you might know what this is. It's like the JD. Okay, what the fuck is it when like the juniors like party with the seniors or whatever? Where like no, the
I know
junior.
what you're talking about. I don't
Yeah,
remember what it was. I think it was just called Junior Senior Prom.
fuck. I know it wasn't called that. It was basically where like where basically like juniors would like throw like a big event for the seniors. Um,
Yeah, that's what it was called, but I know what you're talking about. Like they would throw like an event for
yeah.
Just it was called Junior Senior Prom, even if it wasn't necessarily like a prom at my school.
Uh, okay,
Ugh.
I'm gonna fucking die if I don't look this up. Event where
Ugh.
juniors throw
Ugh.
party for shit. Party for seniors.
That's what I sound like when I stretch.
Nice.
Yeah,
Uh,
nice and handsome. Call me handsome, Jonas.
it was called like fuck, motherfucker. Okay, I don't know, but yeah, it was one of those, and it was done with absolutely no masks, but
Mm.
it was also done outside, so
Mm.
it wasn't great, but it's like okay,
Peak
like
of COVID though.
yeah, no, I agree, it wasn't a good decision, but it's kind of like
Was this your Christian school or?
yes, my entire high school year was at the Christian school,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry, you don't yell at me.
I wasn't yelling at you. What the fuck? But fucking, so I was like, okay, like fine, whatever. The next year, it came my last year. Shit went way worse. They basically said that no matter what, they were going back in person. So I was like, okay, That's awesome. And they did. Um, and I was there for like a few weeks, and I was like, okay, they're handling this pretty well. But as time went on, it started getting worse and worse and worse. Although teachers were told, listen, way you wear mask right here, above nose and mouth. Some teachers didn't do that, and they didn't enforce it, and the school kind of just didn't care.
And
Um,
that's not amazing.
so after that started
Um,
happening, I stopped going to in-person school because I was like, I don't need to fucking spread it to my fucking cancer, to my fucking grandfather with cancer. Like I'm good.
right.
Uh,
Like
uh,
I'm immunocompromised. I already know the risk to myself.
right.
I do not want to go and give it to, like, if I go visit my fiance's family. Some of them are not vaccinated because they chose not to, and they're not safe. They don't act safe. Like, the thing is if you're not going to be vaccinated, there's still ways to be safe. I'm not gonna give you a bunch of shit for being unvaccinated. I think you should get vaccinated, but I'm not gonna give you shit. But if you're gonna be not vaccinated, you need to be safe. And they don't act safe. There have been multiple COVID exposures with that side of his family. And there are multiple people who are immunocompromised. I would not give that to somebody else. I don't think I'd forgive myself. Like, it's very dangerous. When I got my second dose, I had such a bad reaction and I had COVID. It was terrible. It was like my whole week of having that was a fever dream. Seriously. Like, I was so
Damn.
dizzy, I was falling down. Like, I couldn't lay down in my bed, but I couldn't really stand up, so I had to like sit on the couch crouched up, like covered in blankets, and then I would go into the shower to like try and warm myself up, and I couldn't warm myself. It was awful. But you know what? I know having COVID probably would have put me on a ventilator at that time too. Like, no, I'm immunocompromised, and no. So like, whenever I would see people not taking masking seriously, I wouldn't even care about my work's policy. If I was wearing a mask and everyone else was wearing masks, I'd be like, hey, mouth and nose, or I'm not serving you. Point fucking blank. Period. Like, no. Like, I no. Like, there's ways to be safe, and there's ways to just be an idiot and disregard everything.
Right. For
Anyway, that was my rant. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. But for my school, I was pretty much watching from the sidelines at this point because I was doing everything online.
Well, you
Um,
were being smart. You were being cautious. You were being
yeah,
careful. Because just because you're wearing a mask, you're keeping others safe. But if people aren't wearing their masks properly, they can still give it to you.
right. And so essentially, I was my history teacher was very opinionated, I would say. Um,
As they usually are.
but the thing is that I believe that a good teacher shuts their mouth. Uh,
Yeah, like,
but
don't bring. I had a teacher that was teaching us. What was she teaching us? She was teaching us, like, it was a crime and justice class, quote unquote.
okay,
Right? So it was about, like, the judicial system, all that. The first fucking words out of her mouth is, do you know that income tax is fraud? And it's stealing from the people? And, libertarianism is the only right way. And it was like, I'm all for having your own fucking political opinion, but don't bring that into schools.
mm-hmm. Yeah, no. So, at first, she kept her mouth shut about COVID for a bit, and she was like, "Yeah, man, like this will have to end at some point." But by the end of the year, she was basically like, "Man, we need to take these masks off. You don't need to wear a mask anymore. It's fucking all bullshit." I mean, like she didn't say bullshit, but like you get the idea.
The effect of that,
Yes. Um,
effectively.
and I was just like, oh my god, like how the fuck can she say this? for context, this is the same teacher who assumed that because I was Jewish, I could speak Arabic. So that shows how knowledgeable she is. Uh,
Smart.
yeah, real smart. Uh, um, but after you know, at that point, we'd already had multiple COVID outbreaks at the school. And every time,
Yep.
and at the time, the school was like, "How did that happen?" And it's like, "Gee, I don't know." And then after I left, and here's the shittiest thing they did. For this one sporting event, I remember because I was in cross country, so I had to go to this award ceremony for sports. You had to wear masks going into the building and going out, but you didn't have to wear them inside. Yeah.
So I went to a concert recently in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was a sold out show. But we entered the building and the staff were like, "Hold on. The artists are requesting that and requiring that you wear a mask regardless of your vaccination status." And a lot of people went and then some. Most of us were like, "Yeah, absolutely, for sure." Like, I was even like, I brought my own, and they were like, "No, just wear this mask so we know it's like a clean mask." And we get up, we sit, everybody is wearing their mask. There were no COVID cases out of that concert. Everybody wore their mask. Everyone was safe, and it was a cramped. It's called the Wilbur Theater in Boston. It's like a historic theater that a lot of people take field trips to, like in school. They don't allow phones, which is really fucking annoying. But whatever.
No. No, trust me.
I was in the experience anyway. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But every time, like, the artists were just like, "Hey, thank you so much for wearing a mask. We just figured, like, we want everybody to be safe. We don't want anybody to walk away and potentially hurt someone else with COVID, because COVID is very much still, it's looming." Like, it's still looming. And that was really cool. Like, and there were no COVID cases out of that concert.
Right.
A sold out show.
It's almost like if you practice, it's kind of like safe sex, you put on a condom, you don't get your girlfriend pregnant. Or, if it's two dudes, you don't get AIDS, it's crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, not everyone carries AIDS, but,
I carry AIDS.
Oh, you just skipped HIV?
Yeah, I have
just
it.
Went straight to
I went
AIDS,
straight for AIDS, man. I have it,
Oh, man. They don't call you AIDS Jonas for nothing.
They don't call me Joan AIDS for nothing.
Jonas! But yeah, like I went to a concert. I wore a mask. And the thing is like, the security, they even, like, were given masks by the artists and stuff. And, like, the artists, like, bought, like, boxes and boxes of masks. And that was really cool. Because, like, not a lot of places would do that. You know? Or not a lot of artists would do that. And that was like, okay, yeah, they actually do care about people not dying. And, like, the thing is they told the security staff, like, make sure people are wearing it over their mouth and nose. Because, like, I don't know, Jonas, what do you think? An airborne pathogen? You think if your nose isn't covered, do you think you're going to be able to breathe in the pathogen?
I believe that COVID was invented by the Jews as a way to control our minds.
In all seriousness, though, you think you'd breathe in an airborne pathogen through your nose, right? Because you breathe through your nose.
Right, yeah, I know.
Unless you're a stupid fucking mouth breather, like, you're gonna breathe in through your nose.
No, that's true.
God, like, just fucking cover your nose and your mouth. It's not that hard.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Being a fucking baby. Like, realize that it's not all about you.
Yeah, don't be a goddamn pussy.
Yeah, only pussies don't wear their masks properly.
Yeah, fuck you. If you don't wear a mask, I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna fucking murder you. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, we love murder here at Middle
Murder,
Clovers Anonymous.
murder, murder.
Murder. Um, that wasn't like that's like all the crazy shit that's happened. I mean, my school had its fair share of like there was one time a kid at one of my other high schools that I went to, he unalived himself and was found in the woods like a week later.
Right, but that one isn't fun.
And my school went, instead of opening up counseling to any of the kids' friends or anything, they closed the guidance counselors' offices.
What?
And then, and then, have you heard of recycled percussion?
No.
They had a band come in and perform a concert for all the students. And it was a mandatory, like, attendance thing.
Right, yeah.
Like, oh, sorry your friend killed himself. Here's a fucking concert.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
No, it was like a punk. It was like,
Die, 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 die.
like, I want to kill myself. Like, I don't like.
If you
it was
wanna,
literally like,
if you wanna kill yourself, it's actually pretty easy. You can head down to the gun store, and as long as you don't have a bad record, you can buy.
my fucking god, we're terrible people.
We are terrible people.
But like, yeah, they were just like, oh yeah, sorry your friend died. We're closing off any sort of mental health resource. And this is like rural New Hampshire.
Right.
There weren't like public therapists that your public insurance could pay for. There was like a couple private offices in the nearest city 30 minutes away that no one's parents were really willing to drive to, because we were in like a red town, like where like it was mostly red parents that were like, mental health is made up and pronouns is stupid. So like,
I don't get it.
I was fortunate enough to have, people in my life and a guardian that cared about my mental health and actively brought me to those resources. And I didn't know this kid. I met him maybe once, but like, I have had, as you know, friends who have unalived themselves, who have died.
Right.
And I used my mental health resources. I still use my mental health resources about those to this day because I miss them. I'm grieving them still. But like, I couldn't imagine his closest friends and his girlfriend who found him. Her only resource was the guidance office at my school, and they closed it. They literally put the guidance counselors on a paid leave for the week.
Oh my god.
And then the principal gave a statement being like, yeah, like it was like a 4-sentence statement that was like, we are sad that he is gone. It is unfortunate that he is gone. We apologize to the parents. They have our condolences.
Right. It's like, it's
no resources. Fuck you if you knew him, basically. Here's a band that you're required to attend. If you do not attend and you don't have an excuse like I'm homesick or I'm not in, you would get like suspended, or you would get in-house or in-school suspension. You would get in trouble.
God
It's
damn.
like, sorry your friend died. Here's a concert.
God damn.
Like no resources. No resources for these kids. It was terrible.
Hey man,
they handled it so bad. That's like a dark note though. I'm sorry. That was like dark. I wanted to bring that up earlier, but I forgot.
Yeah. Let's see if I have a happier note to talk about. Well, not particularly happy.
I mean, I do.
But like a funnier note. Yeah.
Funnier note.
Okay. Let me think.
I definitely do so.
Yeah, we have a bunch. Yeah, we had a bunch of fucking whores at our school. I don't know why I'm using that terminology, but I am.
I don't know. I know you don't mean it in a way that's like, charlatan whore, before the Lord I'll kill you, like you will burn in hell, you whore. But like, it's still slightly not a great word, but also I have noticed some people have been reclaiming it as like yeah, I'm a whore. Like, I like that word. I call my friends a whore when they eat my food out of the fridge.
Fucking, You know, my school liked to pretend like they were like this great school and like nothing bad ever happened, but
Oh my
they
god.
forgot like how many girls were just fucking dudes. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was really funny because like you would talk to like the girls and they'd be like, "Man, like, do you want to know like all the guys I hooked up with this week?" Uh, but I think like the funniest thing for me, it was fucking crazy because I remember that like there was like there were a few girls like just at the school and in my class who were just like fucking dudes. I remember that there was a student in my class who was basically like the face of like the whole school basically because like she was like the teacher's daughter and she was like it's like oh man I'm such like a sweet little girl haha you know and like the thing is right is that like she was like a major piece of shit because like she was like homophobic and shit but like it was also like
No
well
way at a private Christian school.
yeah I know crazy right
No
but
way that there could be transphobia and or homophobia or any sort of hatred brewed at a private Christian school. Sorry.
she then she had basically given like her boyfriend like a hand job and like send him like ass pics, which like in most
Mood.
situations in most situations I wouldn't care, right? It's
Well,
just
yeah.
it's just the fact that it was her who was doing it, who publicly was so like vehemently against that shit and like scorned other people who did that. But then like
Yeah, hypocrisy.
right, yeah. There was also I know this one is also shocking, but there were also a lot of people who fucking hated gay people, but then themselves were gay.
We're gay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this. This is crazy. As a former Catholic that has been officially kicked out of a Catholic church, um you're kind of just like regardless of what you do behind closed doors, they don't know. Your public image in a Catholic or Christian setting is very important because like fine, whatever you do behind closed doors, no one but you and the Lord is going to know, so to speak. But like publicly, if you're like even the slightest bit not a perfect Christian in their eyes, you're basically chastised from society. Like
yeah.
that happened in the cult. That happened in the Pentecostal movement that I grew up in. I call it a cult because because it's classified as one now, and I hate it. Um, and I grew up in it, and I feel like I'm justified enough to say it is a cult. That part of Pentecostalism. It happened then. It happened in the Catholic Church, and it minimally happened in the Episcopal Church when I was part of that. Not really a lot, but among the congregants, it kind of could get kind of bad. Like if there's a single flaw, you're basically like cut out from society. Like it's like, oh, you gave me all these resources and built all these resources within the church for me. You lose one, you lose, like they cut you out at all. That's all your fucking resources that they wanted to give you. That's all your resources gone, and you're left alone, which then makes you want to crawl back and be like, I'm sorry. It's a very abusive relationship.
Right.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
So, I kind of always assumed that like there were some gay people there, but I was like, maybe there's not. But the first time it was officially confirmed was when we went on a mission trip to San Francisco. Now, I am not going to shit talk the mission trip to San Francisco. We did it in the Tenderloin, and I'll be honest, as crappy as that school could be, they handled that mission trip very well. There really
Really?
was no like there was like a part of it that was like that basically was like a chapel type of thing, but like you
Mhm.
but like if the homeless people in the area wanted to go, they could, but if they didn't want to go, they didn't
Yeah.
have to. Um, but like the main things they provided were places for them to sleep and eat. That was what that was the organization we were working with provided, and we helped with that. And there was really no talk of God at all,
So
other than in private.
so
But
I'm gonna say that that sounds great.
mm-hmm,
That's awesome. I have seen a majority of the opposite of that. Like I have on my even with my own my own former like Christian upbringing, that like they would go on thousands of mission trips a year. Like it was the apostolic Pentecostal movement is very big. Not thousands, I would say like hundreds, but like still a lot, a significant amount. Um, and there was one kid who came back and he was fuming. Okay, car. Um, he was, I mean, okay, office, high tech recording studio.
yeah, yes, exactly.
So he was fuming, and I was like, "What's wrong?" And he was like, "Our mission leader wouldn't give water or resources away until the locals prayed with us.
Oh, that's fucked.
Until the locals would pray and then accept Christ and be baptized."
Oh, that's fucked.
And like he said, "I'm never going on a mission trip again." And like we talked to the mission leader, and the mission leader was like, "Yeah, yeah, like I mean, you get help from a church. The church is going to want you to like do something for them." And I'm like, that's not that's not charity. That's forced indoctrination.
Oh yeah, no, literally what we did. One of the things that we did is that we went into essentially they were like old abandoned hotels that people would would stay in, and what we would do that well they weren't like abandoned, they were owned by people, but they were once abandoned, then they had reclaimed them to
Neglected.
right, and then people and then essentially then the organization we were working with reclaimed them, so
Okay.
then that way they could have homeless people stay there. You know, it's better than sleeping outside. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and like obviously they fixed up the place. Obviously they didn't just like leave
Yeah.
it. But we just knocked on people's doors, gave them food, then walked away. Like you know, I think that like the most like if people like asked about God, we would talk to them about God. But if they weren't talking about God, we wouldn't because like they didn't want to hear about that. You know, that's not.
You see, that's the thing. That's fine. Like that's not you're not extorting a population. Like you're not extorting anybody to submit to your beliefs. But that's the thing. That's like the recurring thing. And then when I went to like to Catholicism, like I talked to a lot of students from the Catholic school, and they were like, yeah, when we were put on missions, like they would refuse unless people like started their catechism. Which do you know what a catechism is?
Yeah, I went through it.
It's yeah, right. I'm sorry. So like yeah, like if they didn't start their catechism, they wouldn't give like water or food to their like community. Like it's like okay, so you're just going in there to build a church and convert people. That's disgusting.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, but back on
But
the
yeah,
point I was going at. Um, essentially, I slept in a room that was across. So I was sleeping with one of my friends, and across the way, more of my friends were staying in the other room. So you know, I kind of just like I was like me and my friend were getting ready for bed. Let's call my friend here Thomas.
plop,
Let's call him Thomas, but all right.
plop, pop. Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's I like that name better, Thomas.
Okay, so me and Thomas were to go to sleep, and then my friend Frank comes into the room, and he's like, "Oh my god, Stupel and Koodle, like fucking Stupel just fucking gave Koodle a fucking foot job," and I was like, "No, he fucking didn't." Like, cause like I was assuming that like I was assuming that basically he was just like thinking that, but then Frank told me what happened, and he said, "Fucking Koodle." Wait, did I Shoodle? Whatever I said. Uh, Strudel, I think. Yeah, Strudel.
Strudel.
Strudel moved his foot over to the other person's like groin area. And
Junk. Badongadonk.
yes, and started, rubbing it sensually. I don't know any other way to rub the groin, but uh, uh, and then eventually Koodle said, "Stop, I'll finish it myself." And then they proceeded to jack it and finish, I suppose you could say. And I was like, "Oh my god, he really did do that." Uh, and the best part was that
Iconic.
they were is that I could tell that they were so like embarrassed about it because on the way home we got Chick-fil-A, which by the way, I do not support Chick-fil-A's practices, but god damn they make a good chicken. God damn they make a good fried chicken. Like
I like Bojangles more.
I don't know what Bojangles is. I don't think we have that here.
I like Popeyes more than Chick-fil-A, to be honest with you.
I'd say that like Popeye. Nah. I have more.
I don't know. Listen, every time I bite into Chick-fil-A, it tastes like homophobia in Bible school, so I'm good.
I agree. It's very homophobic, but goddamn, they make a good chicken. I'm sorry. I just gotta say, they make a good goddamn chicken.
Yeah, I don't like Chick-fil-A, but I have eaten Chick-fil-A a handful of times. Twice of which I have known about their practice. And I was like, this is just not, like, I will never eat it again. And then I ate it again.
Again,
I do not like to eat there, but their chicken is pretty all right.
Yeah, see, is what I'm saying. They make a good chicken. That's the thing. Anyways, we stopped at Chick-fil-A, and I went up to him, and I forget what I said to Strudel, but it had something to do with him giving Koodle a foot job. And he was like, bro, shut up. And I was like, okay, if you didn't do that, like, you would be kind of laughing it off. But, like, clearly you're embarrassed about it. So, like, yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I was swallowing water.
No, you're good. But it was just kind of funny because, like, these kids were so vehemently homophobic. In fact, Koodle had told my then girlfriend at the time that she couldn't be friends with my friend at the time, Blossoms, because Blossoms was gay. And that is not like what I think. Like Koodle didn't say you shouldn't hang out with him, and Blossoms happened to be gay, and I'm making that assumption. Koodle literally said you shouldn't be friends with Blossom because he's gay. So yeah. It was just kind of funny because Strudel and Koodle were gay. That's the funny part. They were gay, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
I was noticing like bruises on my arms. Anyway,
we have had a good old chat. Do you have any other stories to tell us, my friend Akiva?
Have I told you about how I was kicked out of the Catholic Church?
You told me that you were. I don't think you told us how.
It's kind of dark. Okay, so
I want to leave this episode on a light note, but all right, here we go. Go ahead.
No, I am gonna tell you. Okay, so the Catholic Church I was going to, this Catholic church, this priest had like a nickname. It was a really creepy nickname from one of his favorite congregants.
Big Daddy.
And no, it was like cringy, and it was like she was like childish around him. She was like, it's an inside joke. Why I call him that? It was Father Longwind.
Oh,
so. Just keep listening. It gets spicier and better.
Oh, I know how it happened. You did tell it on one of the podcasts.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, because he was a pedophile,
yes, I did.
and it was confirmed. Yes, I remember this.
And he got red in the face and told me to get the fuck out. I was like, go fuck yourself. Have a nice day.
Yes, I do remember that story. You did indeed tell that story.
Yes. So, Yeah. I got kicked out of the Catholic Church. And then I got welcomed back in. Well, I got guilt tripped into doing a profession of faith twice. Twice by two different priests. So yeah. Um, that is that. Do you have any fun notes to end on?
I will say this
How
much.
many people during a sleepover have you secretly given a foot job to?
None.
Perfect.
You know
Me
what? I'll
too.
leave this up. You know what? I'll leave it off with this. If you could somehow track how much cum has been in that bathroom at my former high school, um, I believe that the number for that doesn't exist yet. So
Yeah, because you also gotta come into like you gotta think about like the classes before you and now the classes after you because I'm sure that
yes,
school still exists.
yes.
Like so,
Oh
like
my
you gotta
god, the class before
take
me
into
was.
account like all the factors.
Oh my god, the class before me was literally just horrors. But that's a story for a different time. Everyone, everyone,
Yeah,
I hope that you enjoyed this beautiful, wonderful episode. I hope that you go to sleep with many good dreams. Maybe I don't know. I
nightmare, 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 death, 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 murder,
nightmare,
murder,
nightmare,
murder,
nightmare.
blood, 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 blood. If you're listening to this while you dream, blood, blood, death, destruction. Anyway,
My face. Anyways, everyone, I have been your amazing, wonderful, nice, humble, amazing host, Jonas Goldberg.
and I have been Akiva.
And we'll see you next
Next
time.
time we're on.
Yeah. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.